Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to explore some really profound insights, but maybe not from the usual places.
Right. No research papers this time.
Exactly. We're looking at a collection of poetry, believe it or not, called Introspective by TammyRenee.
And it really shows how wisdom can, pop up anywhere.
Totally. So our mission today is to kind of unpack the insights here on self-reflection, personal growth, how to navigate life, really. And it all comes from this work that was born out of, well, an experience we all shared.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
The pandemic. TammyRenee actually put this together, this small table book, as she calls it, between 2020 and 2022.
Right, when everyone was stuck inside.
Pretty much. A time of almost forced introspection for a lot of people. And her goal, she was quite clear about it, was for this book to be a kind of reminder, a catalyst, maybe?
Yeah, like a prompt.
Exactly. A prompt for self-reflection,
Yeah.
helping you work through thoughts, feelings, see things differently, and stay connected to your own values. And this wasn't out of the blue for her, was it? Didn't she have something called the Be Motivation series?
Yeah, that started in 2022. It focused a lot on human connection, motivational quotes, that kind of thing. So this book feels like a natural next step from that.
Okay, so let's nail down the main idea here. Introspection. What are we really talking about?
Well, at its heart, it's looking inward, isn't it? Examining your own thoughts, feelings, what drives you.
Reflecting on things to understand yourself better.
Yes, but I think the way TammyRenee frames it, it's not just passive navel-gazing. It's more active. It's a tool.
A tool for self-improvement, growth.
And self-awareness.
Yeah.
And it often means, facing uncomfortable stuff to get there. The book sort of hints at ways to do this: meditation, journaling, maybe even therapy.
Oh, okay. And the cover art is pretty key too, right? That image.
Oh yeah, the apple. The dark, shiny apple with that bright white slice cut out.
It's striking.
It really is. And it's such a perfect metaphor for what we're doing today, actually. It's like we're trying to look past the surface, the outside.
And reveal what's inside. That bright, maybe surprising core.
Exactly. Getting to the truth within.
All right, that sets the scene perfectly. So to start that inner journey, let's look at the Speak These Words section first. These aren't just random quotes, are they?
No, not at all. They feel very intentional, like affirmations, reinforcement statements. She calls them essential seeds of thought, designed to really get you thinking, personally.
Okay, give us some examples. What jumps out?
Well, there's BRB blessings on the way.
Huh, I like that. Using text speak.
Right. It's simple, optimistic on the surface, but it's also this call to trust what's happening, behind the scenes. That positive change takes time, requires patience.
Yeah, okay. What else?
How about who told you you couldn't be you?
Ooh, that hits differently.
Doesn't it? It flips the whole self-doubt thing. It suggests the flaw isn't inside you, but maybe it's this external voice or idea you've taken on board, and that you can challenge it.
That's powerful.
And then there's this one. To really know who you are is to face the fear of whom you are becoming.
Wow. Okay. So growth isn't always comfortable.
Seems like that's what she's saying. Real growth often involves facing something unknown, maybe even scary, about your future self.
That definitely resonates. And you mentioned her Be Motivation collection. These affirmations seem tied into that.
Absolutely. That collection really pushes empowerment, self-love. Like the line, to be motivated empowers you. To be empowered motivates you.
It's like a positive feedback loop.
Exactly. It emphasizes your own agency.
Yeah.
And she's very direct. There is no love like self-love.
Which isn't just a nice saying, right? It feels more fundamental.
But I think so. It's like without that core of accepting yourself, connecting genuinely with others is harder. You might end up just seeking validation instead of, sharing from a full place.
And that self-acceptance links to being real, being authentic.
Yes, precisely. She puts it so simply. When you keep it real,
Hmm.
real people will find you.
So stop performing, basically.
Kind of. It acknowledges that we all curate ourselves a bit.
Yeah.
But true connection comes from having the courage to show up as you are, flaws and all.
Okay, so moving on from those sort of foundational affirmations, the book then seems to tackle our relationship with time.
Yeah, the Just a Thought section. These are shorter poems, more like little seeds for reflection, as she says. And some of them have a real sense of urgency.
Like which ones?
Well, Time's Up is pretty blunt. The more you drag, dread sets in.
Procrastination, anxiety, we've all been there.
Right. And Time Wasted is just as stark. It uses this image. No memories, nothing accomplished. Poof, poof, it's just gone.
Poof, poof. It sounds almost childlike, but it really lands, the finality of it.
It does. But then she offers the flip side. Like in Now, Today is the perfect day for change.
A call to action.
Yes. And in another section, go a little deeper, there's time is essential. And it stresses that time keeps moving even when we stop.
So it's not about frantically rushing.
No, I don't think so. It's more about recognizing that time marches on. Whether we're engaged or not, it sort of prompts you to decide if you want to move with it.
Which leads naturally into growth, purpose.
Exactly. The poem Growth uses that lovely image. Plant your roots. Ground yourself in your foundation. Make it rain. Spread your roots and grow with strength.
It sounds very grounded, very intentional.
It does. And then step into your purpose. This was interesting. It suggests purpose isn't something you find out there somewhere.
Oh, where does it come from then?
It's formed from your past experiences, she says.
Hmm.
And your soul holds your purpose.
So you uncover it from within.
That's the feeling I get. It's shaped by your journey, which ties into another poem, Shine Bright, that says, experience counts more than you think. Your past matters.
Okay, so we're digging into ourselves, understanding time, growth, but then it gets into trickier stuff like authenticity.
Yeah, the book doesn't shy away from the hard parts. Expressed emotions asks that question. What I show may not be true.
The gap between inner feeling and outer appearance.
Right. And that leads into deception. Why show me what's not real? Why tell me all the untruths? It really sets the stage for talking about emotional honesty.
Honesty with others or with ourselves.
Both, I think, but maybe primarily with ourselves first.
And some of the poems get quite raw here.
They do. Why I Don't Talk is incredibly vulnerable. It talks about the fear, the shame of not feeling good enough, wanting to only share the good stuff, the accomplishments.
That feels very relatable.
Hugely.
Yeah.
But then you see this progression towards poems like Free My Voice and Living in Silence.
Ah, so moving from silence to speaking.
Yes. These feel like declarations. Breaking free from that fear and guilt and shame, finally speaking your piece, asking for what you need, holding your head up. It's a powerful journey from, like, suppression to liberation.
Taking back control.
Taking back agency, absolutely. Which falls right to breaking old patterns. Old to new is about letting go of what's not working anymore.
Even if it hurts a bit.
Right, acknowledging that transformation can involve some pain, and then breaking the cycle gives you this really practical approach. Let me fix my steps, stop, look and listen. Find that place where a new beginning begins.
It's not just wishing for change, it's actively doing something. Stop, look, listen, be mindful.
Exactly. It's a deliberate process.
So once we start understanding our inner world, how does that affect how we see others? There's a line in More for the Soul.
Ah, yes. Your reflection is seen in the people around you.
What does that really mean? It sounds a bit unsettling.
Well, the poem Mind's Mirror really unpacks it. It talks about projection, how we sometimes see our own traits, especially the ones we don't like or acknowledge in other people.
So we blame them instead of looking at ourselves.
That's the idea. Deflecting instead of recognizing. The poem challenges you to step back and glimpse into your mind's mirror and reflex on your actions.
So use your reactions to others as a clue about yourself.
Precisely. Knowing yourself is the goal. Acceptance is the key. It's a call for some serious self-awareness.
And that awareness must change how we deal with different opinions, perspectives.
Definitely. Perspective reminds us that our beliefs, our experiences, they literally shape what we see, and the world influences us.
Then opinion on opinion, what's the takeaway there?
It acknowledges that sharing opinions is good for learning, obviously. But the emphasis isn't on being right or defending your view. It's more about listening, trying to relate, genuinely expanding how you see things.
Not just shutting down if someone disagrees.
Right. It really promotes that agree to disagree idea, but in a spirit of openness and respect.
Okay, connecting all this, relationships, understanding, it brings us to love, doesn't it? There's a big piece on that.
That's what love is. It's quite detailed. It lays out 8 different catalysts that affects the love you get and give.
8 catalysts, not just types of love.
Catalyst feels like a better word, actually, like forces or energies that shape how we connect and feel affection. It's a really nuanced framework.
Interesting. Okay, let's touch on a few. Which ones are key?
Well, self-love comes first, affecting the mind. She sees it as the foundation, respect, acceptance, really owning yourself. Without it, the others get shaky.
Makes sense. What else?
Then there's obsessive love. And she's very clear. Avoid this one.
Why? What defines it?
Her wording is stark. It makes you dependent on others for your survival.
Survival. Wow, that's intense. Not just emotional need.
It sounds much deeper, like your actual well-being feels tied to that person. a really dangerous loss of self.
Okay, definitely one to watch out for. What's another distinct one?
How about enduring love? This one, she says, comes from the subconscious, and she uses this phrase, standing in love, instead of falling in love.
Standing versus falling. What's the difference?
Falling kind of implies something passive, maybe accidental, whereas standing feels deliberate, conscious, like you choose to be there to maintain it, even when it's tough, feels more active, more grounded.
I like that. Standing in love. Okay, one more key one.
Selfless love. She calls this the highest love, coming from the spirit. It's described as this emphatic love for everything and everyone, like a deep connection to the bigger picture.
Wow. That's quite a spectrum. These distinctions really make you think differently about love.
They really do.
But of course, connections break. What does the book say about that pain?
It doesn't ignore it. Poems like Lost Connection and Left Alone But Not for Long face that pain head on. The regret, not nurturing relationships.
Or even abandoning yourself in the process.
Yeah, even that profound pain of neglecting your own needs through neglecting those bonds, it underscores why understanding these catalysts, these connections is so important.
Okay, so after navigating relationships and love, the focus seems to shift back inward towards building strength.
Yes, cultivating inner strength, applying all this introspection, really. And the poem Self-Care is, well, it's pretty powerful.
How so? What's the message?
It really pushes back against the idea that self-care is selfish. It asks almost defiantly, I don't have to care for anything or anyone, only if it's about me.
That sounds controversial.
Maybe, but the point seems to be about radical self-preservation, doing what truly lifts you up, benefits you, is just for you. She says there's no price on my happiness.
So it's about valuing yourself without guilt.
Absolutely. Feed my mind, nourish my body, sync with my soul. It's a call to embrace your worth.
And right next to self-care, you mentioned discipline. Seems like an odd pairing sometimes.
You might think so, but discipline here contrasts that feeling of regret. Time lost could have been time gained, or always saying, I've always wanted.
Yeah, that passive wishing.
Right. It contrasts that with the active statement, I did it, I'm doing it, and I made it happen.
So discipline is the engine for actually doing the things you want to do, moving from wanting to doing.
Exactly. It's about conscious choice driving action.
And that takes patience too, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Longing for patience isn't just about waiting. It's seen as a path to understanding freedom and peace of mind, body, and soul.
Which connects to thinking about the future.
Yeah, like in Future Me, which prompts you to think about what really matters, your conscience, your soul's needs, inner peace. And eventually, that leads to Look at Me, which is about celebrating what you've actually achieved through that inner work.
Okay, this is all building towards something. And you mentioned a really key distinction the book makes, an aha moment.
Yes. This was fascinating. It's the difference TammyRenee draws between transformation and rebirth.
Okay, transformation versus rebirth. They sound similar.
They do, but her distinction is crucial. It's not just wordplay. It's about the depth of change.
Explain it. The analogies help, right?
They really do.
Yeah.
So transformation, she says, is like taking something you have and making it into something new, but it's still fundamentally doing what it was always meant to do. Her example is an egg.
An egg.
Yeah, you can boil it, scramble it, make an omelet, a meringue. It looks and feels different, but it's still, at its core, an egg.
Okay, so applied to a person.
It means changing to better align with the purpose you already had, improving, refining yourself within your existing identity, becoming a better version of you.
Right. Makes sense. So what's rebirth then? That sounds more dramatic.
It is. Rebirth is about breaking something down to its absolute core, stripping away its old identity, and making something completely new with a new function. Her analogy is a milk jug.
A milk jug becoming.
A watering can, maybe? Or a planter. You cut it up, change it fundamentally. It's no longer a milk jug. You can't hold milk like it used to. It's been repurposed.
So rebirth is finding a new purpose entirely.
Exactly. Psychologically, it implies a much deeper shift. Dismantling old ways of being, old self-concepts, to forge a genuinely new path, a new identity. It's a quantum leap, not just an upgrade.
Wow. Okay, that distinction is... Yeah, that's really something to chew on. Transformation versus rebirth.
It really reframes how you might think about personal change, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And that understanding leads us towards the end to dealing with uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. The poem points out how uncertainty can feel like the weight of the world down on you if you let it, if you don't address it.
So how do you address it?
The insight here is that certainty doesn't really come from the outside world changing. It has to come from within. The poem encourages you to confirm that you believe, to embrace the value you bring, anchor yourself internally.
Find your own certainty inside.
That seems to be the message.
So, bringing this all together, what's the big takeaway for someone listening? This journey through introspective.
Well, I think this deep dive shows it's much more than just tomes. It's like a roadmap, really, for looking inward and growing.
Mm.
It's packed with practical wisdom, some real emotional honesty.
Yeah, it doesn't pull punches.
Not at all. And some genuinely profound ideas. From those simple affirmations right at the start to the complex look at love's catalysts, and especially that huge idea of transformation versus rebirth. It's all about encouraging you to look inside to find your strength.
Right, like that apple image again. By looking inward, by slicing through the surface, you start to uncover your own core values.
Mm.
You learn how to handle challenges better, maybe build resilience.
And hopefully live a more authentic life by revealing that bright inner core.
Okay, so a final thought to leave everyone with. Building on that idea of transformation and rebirth.
Yeah.
If uncovering your inner light is just the first step, what new purpose might you be inspired to create, not just transform?
Ooh, that's a good one. Something to definitely ponder.
Indeed. Until